I'm interested in your ability to reach across the aisle. I'd like to put you on the spot and ask you what successes you have had in reaching across the aisle, and currently what plans do you have? What are you going to do to reach across the aisle in respect to the environment, the Second Amendment, and helping worldwide refugees? I'm interested in what you have done and what you are planning on doing to reach across the aisle.
So I started my first term in Congress working on the Agriculture Committee and working to get a farm bill. In fact, our farmers said you have two things that you have to do. You have to get a farm bill and pass immigration reform. And we got one, but we haven't been very successful on the other one, unfortunately. But that was about coming together, working on both sides of the aisle to come with a policy. And we did pass a farm bill in my first term in Congress, a farm bill that I actually think is the best farm bill we've ever had for specialty crops and for the type of agriculture that's important in Washington State. That's because you listen, you work together, and you try to come up with something that works for the folks that I represent, and try to address issues. And one of the things that actually I put in and was included in the farm bill was legislation to make sure that we had workforce training available to people who are on nutrition programs, because we had folks who were trying to cut nutrition programs, and really what our goal should be is to make sure everyone in our country has food. We talk about affordable quality health care. We need to make sure that everyone in our country has nutritious food every day, and also make sure that we are giving people the tools to help. And we ended up getting $200 million for programs to help people get off of nutrition programs and into work, and help put programs together to help them do that. And it was based on a model right here in Washington State that was created called Basic Food Employment and Training Program, BFET, here in Washington State, where 60% of people on that program were able to get back into jobs and no longer need to be on nutrition programs. That was part of a bipartisan effort of bringing people together. We need to continue to do that. And I am constantly in conversations. I helped start up the Internet of Things Caucus on the technology side with Daryl Issa from California, areas where we can work together and have discussions and bring differing points of view. So that's important to me, and I will continue to do that. It is a very tough environment right now because, as I said, a lot of bipartisan effort aren't things that move forward. We had bipartisan legislation on immigration reform, comprehensive immigration reform, that I think would have passed if we had just been allowed a vote. But that bill never got on the floor. I helped introduce that bill. It never got on the floor because people didn't want to have folks take a vote. And if we never do that, folks can vote yes or no, but in the end, if we want to see a legislative process move, we've got to let bipartisan legislation get to the floor, let people vote, so we can see some of those successes come forward.